is that just because someone in a position of authority has said something, it doesn't make it absolute truth. And I'll give you a very dramatic example. In October 2022, I had a stroke, and I absolutely, without exception, believe that I was on the brink of death. Oftentimes, after an experience like that, we come back and we have these conversations about near death and what it was like. And what I came to realize through my healing process since then is that I did not have a near death experience, nor do most people. But the idea of a near death experience only kind of came into mainstream conversation in 1975, Dr. Moody's book. And he's compiling stories about something that people didn't talk about because it was very taboo, anti-religion. There's absolutely no way that God would pull you to the brink and then take you back. So we started calling these near-death experiences. But what for me, I realized was it wasn't a near-death experience. It was actually what I'm now referring to as a fuller life experience. There was an opening to consciousness, an experience that I didn't know how to capsulate. I could barely put it into words, and I still struggle now, almost 2 years later. The experience, though, cannot be denied from someone who's been in that space. And what I've learned since is that we need not have some huge medical trauma or tragedy to inspire, to invite, to ignite that space of consciousness, which is a fuller life experience. People talk about love and they talk about light. We use these words that seem to have a universal meaning for an experience that is actually universally available to all of us. But because we think of it as a near-death experience, none of us want to go there. None of us want to die. Are you kidding me? I do. Bring it on, girl. The things that I've learned, the difference in who I get to be each day from this revelation and to live out of that place of fuller consciousness, a fuller awakening, a fuller understanding of the experience. I ain't dead. I ain't dying. None of us are. Our body may be maturing in a way that we're going to leave it behind at some point when our consciousness is ready to do that. But death is not the end. And death is not what we have been taught that it is. Death is actually an opening into a broader, into a wider, into a more expansive space of living and loving and operating. But to come back from an experience like that and be told by an expert, because they have X amount of years of training, that what I experienced was X, I was like, no, that's not what I experienced. Thank you. And I appreciate that that's your best understanding of what I experienced, but that's not it. What I experienced, without exception, a fuller life experience. And I now know how, because I'm not afraid of that. I now know how to tap into that while having a conversation with someone else and holding that space for them. And absolutely every one of us has that at our availability, at our fingertips. It's about shifting the way we look at things, though, and not relying on somebody's definition just because they have an alphabet after their name. And I'm not denigrating the work that they've done or the knowledge or the experience that they've had, but I'm not about to rely on someone who's never had what they refer to as a near-death experience to tell me what my experience was. I get to decide, and so do you.